Hi. Welcome to our class. Today we will discuss how to multiply rational expressions. Multiplication of rational expressions works the same way as multiplication of any other fractions. Recall how we find the product of 3/4 and 2/9. Multiply the numerators. Multiply the denominators. Then simplify to lowest terms. Or, cancel the common terms vertically or diagonally. Multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators. Multiplying rational algebraic expressions also involves the horizontal multiplication of the numerators and the denominators of the two fractions, one at a time. Before multiplying, it is helpful to factor the numerators and denominators, just as what we did when simplifying rational expressions. That way, it is easier to simplify the product of the rational algebraic expressions. These are the steps for multiplying rational expressions. 1. Factor numerators and denominators completely. 2. Cancel the factors common to the numerator and denominator. 3. Multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Let us find the product of 3x² over 5, and 5 over 9x. The numerator of the first expression can be written as 3 times x times x. While the denominator of the second expression can be written as 3 times x. Note that x is not equal to 0. We can now cancel the common factors in the numerator and denominator. Therefore, the product of 3x² over 5, and 5 over 9x is x over 3, for x is not equal to 0. Example 2, multiply. Once again, we factor the numerators and denominators, cancel any common factors and multiply across. Finally, we make sure to note all the restricted values. Factor the numerators and denominators. Cancel common factors. Multiply across. Therefore, their product is x plus 2, over x plus 1. The original expression is defined for x is not equal to -1, and x is not equal to 3. The simplified product must have the same restrictions. In general, the product of two rational expressions is undefined for any value that makes either of the original rational expressions undefined. Next example. Find the product of m² minus 9, over m² minus 1, and m plus 1, over m plus 3. m² minus 9 is a difference of two squares. Its factored form is m plus 3, times m minus 3. Also, m² minus 1 is a difference of two squares. Its factored form is m plus 1, times m minus 1. Looking at the denominators, we can now identify the restrictions of the given expressions. The entire expression is defined for all values of m except for m equals 1, -1, and -3. Therefore, those numbers are the restrictions of the given expressions. We can now cancel out the common factors in the numerator and denominator. The simplest form of the product now is m minus 3, over m minus 1, for m is not equal to 1, -1, and -3. for our last example. Find the product of p plus 1, over 3p minus 15, and 8p minus 80, over p squared minus 9p minus 10. Again, following the steps, we factor the terms in the numerator and denominators before multiplying. 3p minus 15 can be written as 3 times p minus 5. 8p minus 80 can be written as 8 times p minus 10. While the quadratic trinomial, p squared minus 9p minus 10, can be factored as p minus 10 times p plus 1. Looking at the factored forms of the denominators, p should not be equal to 5, 10, and negative 1. Since the terms are already in the factored form, we can now cancel out the common factors. Therefore, the product of p plus 1, over 3p minus 15, and 8p minus 80, over p squared minus 9p minus 10, is 8, over 3, times p minus 5. Or, 8, over 3p minus 15. I hope you learned something new today. Until next time. Goodbye and God bless.